Welcome in, everyone. It's Tammy Mastroberte with Elevated Existence Magazine and our fall 2019 issue. Joining me today is New York Times bestselling author Gabrielle Bernstein, who is the bestselling author of many books, including The Universe Has Your Back, Judgment Detox, May Cause Miracles. And today we are talking about her newest book called Super Attractor. Gabrielle has been featured on Oprah's Super Soul series, has been an expert on the Dr. Oz show, and many, many other magazines and TV shows and all. So today we're talking about, again, the book and the journal that are out right now called Super Attractor. And it's all about manifestation and how to bring in the things that you want into your life with ease and with grace. So thank you for joining us, Gabrielle, and for being here, and congratulations on the new book.
Thank you, Mama. I am so happy to be back with you. It's so nice to see you again. And yeah, that we keep coming back every time there's a book. It's good to be back.
Yes, exactly. So before I even get into the book and the Super Attractor and all the wonderful juicy stuff that we're going to talk about today, I have to say congratulations on your greatest manifestation, because I know you are a new mommy. So how is sort of motherhood going for you? And a big, big fat congratulations on that manifestation.
Well, it's amazing. And my son is incredible. All babies are incredible. They're miracles. And my son is so fun and so damn cute. And he's 8 months and ready to walk. And he's massive. And he's a bruiser. He's out there hitting his head, bumping around, and he's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And I know you share a little bit of that journey in this new book as well. So I want to jump in. What was it after, this is your 7th book, I think, right?
That's right.
So what was it that made you decide, you know what, I really need to focus on manifesting? Was it something that you felt the audience needed? Was it where you were in your life? Where did that come from in terms of the topic?
I needed it. I was at another crossroads. Had just come off of another form of bottoming out in a certain area. And then I was pregnant, and I was so happy and joyous and so thrilled to be pregnant. And I was like, okay, I know that when I feel good, I have to reach for more of that to amplify that good feeling. I want to write about feeling good. So I spent that 9 months of my pregnancy. I actually delivered this book then 2 days after I delivered my son. I was supposed to deliver it. I was supposed to be induced, and my water broke 2 days before. So I was in my bed reading the manuscript, and then all of a sudden stood up and my water broke. So I was just finishing touches, right? So my publisher said, only you would deliver a book after delivering a baby. I remember I walked in the door, I put my son into the bassinet, I walked upstairs and said, here's my book, don't talk to me for a while.
I love it. That's fantastic. So in the introduction of the book, you actually outline sort of some of the things that people are doing that are blocking them from manifesting. And you talk about something that I loved called manic manifesting. And then you also talk about sort of that being that pusher, which I relate to because I'm a Virgo and I'm all about like do. But those types of things are actually not allowing, and they are actually putting up these blocks to manifesting what we want. So can you share with our audience a little bit about what those sort of two personalities are and why they are messing us up? Because I think a lot of people are doing it and they don't realize it.
Definitely. So we block our attracting power whenever we are controlling or manipulating a situation or trying to play God, trying to make things happen. And when we're in a manic state, I talk about manic manifestors. So we get in our own way. And the key to manifesting is to feel good and to let go. So much of this book is about helping the reader feel good and let go. You know, a lot of people think I have to focus on what I want. I have to focus on what I want. Yeah, you need to know what you want, but the universe knows what you want. You got to let it go.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so true. And I think so many people are, like you said in the book, they're doing this and they're visualizing and they're writing their goals and they're doing this and da 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 da, and they're like, why is it not working? And it's like you're doing too much. You're focusing on the wrong thing.
Right.
And I think a lot of people can identify that. So one of the quotes that you put in the book that I wrote down because I think it's awesome is, in order to live as a super attractor, we must accept that good things come easily. And it seems like, okay, but that's such a loaded sentence, because I think so many people struggle with this and may not even realize they're struggling with this because of so many different things. So let me ask you, why is it so difficult for people to wrap their head around the fact that good things can come easily and that we don't have to kill ourselves for them? And then how can we sort of plug into that belief if we're not there yet?
Well, I can speak particularly for Western cultures, and particularly like in the United States. We have a belief system that is, the harder I work and the more I push, the more I will succeed. So that's not a belief system in other countries necessarily. You know, I know a lot of European countries where it's quite laid back and therefore easier, right? But we have a belief system that says, you know, if I'm not hustling, I'm not creating, I'm not making things happen, I'm not manifesting if I'm not hustling, right?
Yeah.
But that hustle is what gets in the way most. So that sentence that you read is all about recognizing that we don't have to suffer to succeed. And when we say that, when we accept that, we can know that there's an easier, gentler way. And in fact, when we allow ourselves to release the suffering, that's when we start manifesting.
Yes, yes. And then throughout the book, one of the sort of exercises or methods that you talk about is called the choose again method.
Yeah.
And I love this method because it really applies to if you're not feeling good, if you find yourself in a fearful state, if you find yourself comparing yourself or judging someone else. It's sort of like this go-to method. So can you just sort of summarize what this method is for everybody who's watching?
Sure. So the choose again method is something that I practice all throughout the day. And I recommend this to the reader that they do this regularly. And it's a practice of reorganizing your thoughts and changing your belief systems. And it's a subtle practice, but when applied regularly, it can have a major impact. What happens is you recognize the negative thought and how it makes you feel. It's step one. If you recognize the negative thought and how does it make me feel? Step two is to forgive yourself for having the thought and forgive the thought. Really give yourself that opportunity. And step three is to choose again. And choosing again means reaching for the next best feeling thought that you believe in, a thought you believe in, a thought you can trust, and thinking your way out of it in that moment.
Right. So and when you say a thought you can believe in, I love that you point that out, because sometimes people will go to the complete extreme other thought.
And that won't work. That won't.
Right. Yeah. That's when they're like, because it has to be something that you feel like, okay, not like if you go to the extreme, it's more of something where it's going to make you feel bad because you're going to know that's not true.
Yes.
Yeah. So another piece that you talk about is kind of going up that emotional scale, which Abraham Hicks talks about. And one of the things you say is seek relief, not solutions.
Abraham Hicks says that, correct.
Okay.
And a lot of the Abraham work has influenced this book. So I want to make sure I give credit where credit is due.
Yes.
So Abraham Hicks is the leading teacher of the law of attraction. And their work has really, really influenced me here. But then it's my spin on it, right? It's how I apply it. Yes, seek relief rather than solutions was one of the greatest things I heard Abraham say. Because what it ultimately means is that we stop trying to fix things and start trying to feel good.
Yes. Yes, because when we get stuck in that, I need a solution, you're often not feeling good because you're stressed out that you can't find the solution.
Correct.
Versus just, okay, I don't know what the solution is, but if I get myself into a feeling good place, the solution can come to me.
And when you're focusing on the solution, you're actually focusing on the fact that you don't have it yet.
Right.
So instead, focusing on relief, which is something you can access now.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So another piece that sort of goes with that, that reminded me, I think a lot of people struggle with that. You have to let go of the outcome piece. Like, how can I want something and then let go of the outcome? And one of the things that you talk about is being satisfied with what you actually have in the situation that you're in now in order to get what you want, which I think is that piece of letting go of the outcome. So can you share sort of why that's so important for people to, you can want something, but still be happy now?
Yeah, you can release an outcome when you focus on the present moment. So when you focus in the moment on what's working and thriving, you can let go of the outcome. Here's an example. Right now, I am, when my stress manifests in the gut, which is most people, right? And I have been healing from traumatic memories and things for a long time. And a lot of it got kicked up when I had postpartum anxiety, which I've been in recovery from for the past several months. And when I got kicked up, my gut went out of whack and all this stuff. And instead of focusing on my gut still not being exactly where I want it to be, I'm focusing on having so much fun detoxing and cleansing. So I'm not like, when am I going to feel better? I'm like, today I'm going to make this food. And today I'm going to drink this drink. And today I'm going to have this amazing opportunity to like take a sauna and cleanse even more and exercise on the trampoline so I can get my lymphatic system moving. And I'm just nerding out on my recovery. And so rather than focusing on like the when I will feel better, I'm feeling better right now because I'm in the solution right now.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. And I think a lot of people get stuck in that. And if they could even just make that shift, you know, if they could make that one shift.
Support their body in healing as well, because being in this state that I'm in is relaxed, calm, my cortisol levels are dropped. I'm not creating more stress and anxiety, which ultimately is what created this problem in the first place.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Another piece that you talk about is comparison. And I think that is such, whether it's in business or if it's in your personal life or whatever, comparison is something I think that it creeps into everybody's life. And so you share that comparison really is a form of judgment. And when you're in judgment, either of yourself or someone else, you are weakening your super attractor power.
Right.
It lowers your vibes, basically. So what can you share with sort of, you give a bunch of different examples in the book, but what can you share about
break it down for you and why it affects your power, right?
Yes, yes.
So ultimately, when we're really connected to our super attractor power, we feel like we're one with the world. We don't feel like we're less than or better than. And that can be for a fleeting moment. It can be for months, years, the rest of your life if you commit to it. In the moments when we're judging or comparing, we are reinforcing our separation from others and from a higher power and from the universe. And that form of separation makes us feel bad. And when we feel bad, we disconnect from our super attractor power.
Mm. Yes, absolutely. So is there sort of a way around that when let's say somebody's scrolling through social media and they start to feel bad because they don't have something that someone else has or etc. Can you go back to that choose again, or is there sort of some help?
You could do choose again. You could say a prayer for the person, pray for them to have everything you want for yourself. You could celebrate something about them that is working that you do like. You can redirect your focus. You can do my 6-step book, Judgment Detox, which I highly recommend. I think it's the most important book I've ever written. And it's not easy. And a lot of people don't get through it because it's a lot of work. But yes. I would say go out and do that.
Yes, absolutely. So another piece is you have a whole chapter on angels and guides and options to call in for help with things. How does that fit in? Because I think when it comes to attracting, people forget that they can ask for help. So how does that fit in to being, how does that help when it comes to being a super attractor? How can people use their guides and angels in that manner?
Well, your guides and angels are there to help you bridge your thoughts back to love. So being a super attractor means we're aligned with that loving vibration, belief system, and energy. The guides are there to help us get back. So I write about the guides and angels and the connection to your higher self and deceased family members, because they're there rooting for you and always ready to bring you back to what's true. We just forget to ask for help.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, we forget all the time. Especially, I think when it comes to manifesting, there's something that people think like, oh, I shouldn't ask for spiritual help to get something. You know what I mean? Or spiritual help to help, you know. But I like that you say calling in to help your thoughts, because if you change your thoughts, then you're changing your attraction power. So
yeah.
And I know you have a super attractor journal that sort of goes with the book. And you talk all throughout the book and other books that you've written as well about journaling. So can you share why journaling plays such a big part in a lot of your work, but specifically when it comes to this attraction piece?
This book is really also, like all of my books, designed to help people wake up to that voice of their inner wisdom and their intuition. And sometimes the simplest way to start to begin that dialogue with your intuition is through writing. Not everyone can sit in their meditation and start hearing things or feeling the guidance. So often that will come through when you just let your pen flow. So much of the journaling throughout this book is designed to let the reader get out of their head and get onto the page, so that they can let that stream of well-being move through them. Yes.
And you also talk about sort of throughout it, affirmations, and that you listen to affirmations in the morning, and that, so sort of when we go through that choose again process and we come up with those better feeling thoughts, are those sort of some of the affirmations we should start adopting and using throughout our life? Or how do you sort of recommend people use these affirmations in order to get themselves into a better feeling place?
Yeah, there's an affirmation meditation that I give in the book. And there'll also be a resources page that people can go to so they can listen to the affirmation meditation as well. So get ready for that. That's going to be the guidance that's there.
Yes. And the other meditation that you, that stood out to me was the lifting the veil meditation, which I love, because it's allowing people to sort of get into that light space, like you talk about, so that they are in that better feeling place. Do you recommend people do that in the morning? Because I feel like then they can take that energy with them throughout the day.
I think the morning is the most sacred time to meditate. If you can find the space and time, and everyone can, they can just get up a little bit earlier.
Right. So true. Okay. And so the other piece that you talk about, and there's so many things, but I want to condense it all, is appreciation and gratitude, right? Which obviously is kind of like the highest level of vibration you can be at. And you say that really appreciation is an antidote to worry.
Yeah.
How can people start bringing more of that appreciation into their life? Is it that they should, when they start worrying, they can switch to gratitude? Or do you think that gratitude should just sort of be a part of a daily regimen for people?
I think it should be a really daily regimen. I think that we should, throughout my day, I just really say at least several times how grateful I am, even when stuff is tough, and particularly when stuff is tough. So I would recommend all day really leaning towards appreciation, because it helps you get closer to what you do want into your life when you're focusing on appreciation rather than lack.
Yes. And throughout the book, you really share a lot of your journey over the past year, and you share even years before, of different things that you've struggled with and examples that you give. In the place where you are now, and people who are coming to you and asking you questions, where are you seeing that most people are coming to you and saying, I'm stuck when it comes to manifesting? Is there sort of one or two areas that seem to be coming up all the time for people?
A common area is finances, relationships, and health.
Yes. And do you think the biggest thing is that people are stuck on the problem rather than?
Yes.
especially I think the example like you gave with your gut and with the health is sometimes we're so focused on either getting a diagnosis or now we have the diagnosis and we become that diagnosis that it's very hard to move past it, like you said, because you're focused on what's happening rather than, like you said, focusing on feeling good and detoxing and not worried about where you are. So I love that you point that out in the book and you share a lot of your own stuff, because I think that's very helpful for people. Oh, my cat is here.
Bring that cat in.
I got it. She doesn't listen. She just doesn't care. She has to say hello, and now you have to go.
Oh my God, she's so cute.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I have to say thank you for joining us. And again, I know you have the book and the journal is out, and I know a card deck is coming as well. So congratulations on the book. Congratulations on it all. Congratulations on being a mommy.
Thank you.
And thank you for taking this time with us, for being here with us, sharing your inspiration. And I'm sure I will see you again at another time.
Thank you, sweetheart. Have a nice time. Thank you.
Yes, you too.